India is often described as a land full of surprises. Sometimes, the most surprising places are the ones we hear about the most. But most of the unexpected discoveries are found in places that are less spoken about. Nagaland, a state in the northeastern part of India, is one such place that many Indians know little about. Nestled in these hills of Nagaland is the most beautiful valley in northeast India. In these beautiful villages, there is a remarkable level of trust among the residents, to the extent that the shops operate without any human presence. There is no person to operate these shops. Interestingly, in India, where a significant portion of the world's vegetarians reside, Nagaland showcases very unique food habits. There are different types of insects here, and you can find a variety of edible options. While it may seem dirty at first glance, this region is also home to some of the cleanest villages in India. I also wanted to explore more unique features of this remarkable place. Hidden in the far northeastern corner of India lies a land that feels untouched by time. Nagaland. A place where clouds drift through mountain villages, where dense forests whisper ancient stories, and where every hill carries echoes of a past few outsiders truly understand. But what if everything you've heard about this region is only a fraction of its reality? Nagaland is not just a destination on a map, it is a living mosaic of tribes, traditions, and identities. More than a dozen major tribes, each with its own language, customs, and way of life, coexist across this rugged terrain. Yet, despite this diversity, there is a shared spirit that binds them together, one rooted in honor, resilience, and deep cultural pride. Imagine walking into a village where time seems to move differently. Wooden houses stand strong against the mist, adorned with symbols of heritage and bravery. The sound of log drums echoes through the hills, once used to signal war, now preserving a rhythm of identity. Every ornament, every tattoo, every festival tells a story, not written in books, but carried through generations. But Nagaland is not just about tradition. It is also a place of transformation, where the old and the new exist side by side. Modern influences are slowly weaving into ancient lifestyles, creating a unique blend of past and present. So the real question is, what is Nagaland truly like? Is it just a remote land of tribes and forests, or something far more complex, far more alive? The history of Nagaland is not written in grand empires or massive kingdoms, but in the lives of its people. Independent, resilient, and deeply rooted in their land. For centuries, the region was home to numerous Naga tribes, each functioning as a self-governing community with its own customs, laws, and leadership systems. There was no single ruler or centralized authority. Instead, villages operated like small republics, where decisions were often made collectively. One of the most striking aspects of early Naga history was the tradition of warrior culture. Tribes were known for their fierce independence and, at times, inter-village conflicts. Headhunting, though often misunderstood, was part of a broader system of honor, identity, and territorial defense. It symbolized bravery and strength, deeply embedded in the social fabric of the time. The arrival of the British in the 19th century marked a turning point. Colonial administration gradually extended into the hills, bringing changes in governance, trade, and communication. Alongside them came Christian missionaries, whose influence led to a significant cultural and religious transformation. Over time, Christianity became a major part of Naga identity, shaping education, values, and community life. After India gained independence, Nagaland experienced a complex political journey, including movements for autonomy and identity. Eventually, it became the 16th state of India in 1963, marking a new chapter in its history. Today, Nagaland stands as a region that has preserved its heritage while adapting to modern realities, a place where history is not just remembered, but lived through traditions, stories, and collective memory. The landscape of Nagaland is defined by its rugged beauty and dramatic terrain. Located in the northeastern part of India, it is bordered by Myanmar to the east and surrounded by Indian states like Assam, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh. This positioning has made Nagaland both geographically isolated and culturally distinct. The region is largely mountainous, with rolling hills and steep ridges stretching across the landscape. The most prominent peak is Mount Saramati, the highest point in Nagaland, standing tall near the border with Myanmar. From its slopes, vast views of forests and valleys unfold, giving a sense of the region's untouched wilderness. Dense forests cover a significant portion of the state, making it rich in biodiversity. These forests are home to a wide variety of plant and animal species, many of which are unique to this region. Rivers and streams flow through the hills, sustaining villages and agriculture, though large-scale river systems are less dominant compared to other parts of India. The climate of Nagaland varies with altitude, but is generally moderate, with cool winters and warm, humid summers. Heavy rainfall during the monsoon season nourishes the land, turning the hills lush and green. This geography has shaped how people live. Villages are often located on hilltops or slopes, providing natural defense and scenic views. Farming practices, especially shifting cultivation, have evolved in response to the terrain. In Nagaland, the land is not just a setting, it is an active force that influences lifestyle, culture, and identity at every step. Nestled in the rolling hills near Kohima, Vizwema village offers a glimpse into the quiet, grounded life of rural Nagaland. Unlike places shaped by tourism, Vizwema remains deeply connected to its traditions, where daily life follows rhythms set by nature rather than modern urgency. The village is home to the Angami Naga tribe, known for their strong community bonds and disciplined way of life. Houses here are simple yet meaningful, often built with wood and stone, reflecting both practicality and cultural identity. Every structure tells a story of ancestry, of resilience, and of belonging. Agriculture plays a central role in Vizwema. Terraced fields stretch along the hillsides, carefully cultivated to grow rice and vegetables. These fields are not just sources of food, but symbols of harmony between people and land. Villagers work together, sharing labor and resources, reinforcing a sense of unity that defines life here. What makes Vizwema truly special is its atmosphere. Mornings begin with mist rising slowly over the hills, while evenings bring a calm silence broken only by distant sounds of nature. There is no rush, no noise, just a deep sense of presence. For visitors, Vizwema is not just a stop, it is an experience. It invites you to slow down, observe, and connect with a way of life that values simplicity, respect, and community above all else. Hidden between the borders of Nagaland and Manipur lies one of the most breathtaking landscapes in northeast India, the Dzukou Valley. Often called the Valley of Flowers of the East, this place feels almost unreal, like a world untouched by time. Reaching Dzukou Valley is not easy. The trek begins from villages like Vizwema village or Zakama, leading through dense forests, steep climbs, and narrow trails. Every step tests endurance, but with each turn, the scenery becomes more rewarding. As you ascend higher, the air grows cooler, and the sounds of the outside world begin to fade away. Then suddenly, the valley opens up. Rolling green meadows stretch endlessly, surrounded by gentle hills that seem to cradle the land. During certain seasons, especially in summer, the valley blooms with seasonal flowers, painting the landscape in shades of white, yellow, and purple. What makes Dzukou truly magical is its silence. There are no bustling crowds, no urban noise, only the wind brushing across the grass and the occasional call of distant birds. It feels like a place meant for reflection, where nature speaks in its purest form. The trek is more than just a physical journey. It is an emotional one. It challenges your body, clears your mind, and leaves you with a sense of awe that stays long after you leave. Life in Nagaland is shaped by its terrain, climate, and deep connection to nature. Survival here is not about extreme isolation like high-altitude regions, but about adapting to a rugged landscape where every resource must be carefully used and respected. The hilly terrain makes transportation and connectivity a constant challenge. Many villages are located on steep slopes, where roads are narrow and sometimes difficult to access, especially during the monsoon season. Heavy rainfall can trigger landslides, cutting off entire communities for days. In such situations, people rely on local resources and strong community support to manage daily life. One of the most talked about aspects of Nagaland's past is the tradition of headhunting, a practice that existed among several Naga tribes before the 20th century. While often misunderstood, it was not driven by cruelty alone, but by a complex system of belief, honor, and identity. In those times, taking an enemy's head was seen as a symbol of bravery and strength. It was believed to bring spiritual power, prosperity, and protection to the village. Warriors who succeeded in battle earned respect and recognition within their community, and their achievements were often reflected in their attire and social status. However, with the arrival of modern governance and the spread of Christianity, this practice gradually disappeared. Today, it remains a part of history, remembered through stories and cultural memory rather than lived reality. Agriculture is central to survival. Shifting cultivation, also known as Jum farming, is widely practiced. It requires deep knowledge of the land, when to plant, when to burn, and when to let the soil recover. This method, though physically demanding, has sustained communities for generations. Water is usually sourced from natural springs and streams, but managing it efficiently is crucial, especially during dry periods. People have developed simple yet effective systems to store and distribute water across villages. Another key element of survival is self-sufficiency. Many households grow their own food, raise livestock, and build their own homes using locally available materials. Skills are passed down through generations, ensuring that knowledge is never lost. But perhaps the most important factor is resilience. Life in Nagaland requires patience, adaptability, and cooperation. People depend on each other, sharing resources and supporting one another during difficult times. In Nagaland, survival is not just about enduring challenges. It is about living in balance with the land and with each other. The food of Nagaland is simple, bold, and deeply connected to its environment. It is not about heavy spices or elaborate preparation, but about natural flavors, freshness, and nourishment. Rice is the staple, served with almost every meal. It is usually accompanied by boiled vegetables, meat, and chutneys. One of the most distinctive elements of Naga cuisine is its use of smoked and fermented ingredients. Smoked pork, for example, is a favorite, often cooked with bamboo shoots or local herbs, giving it a rich and earthy taste. Fermentation plays a major role, especially in items like fermented soybean and bamboo shoots, which add a unique depth of flavor. Another iconic ingredient is the boot jolokia, also known as the ghost chili, one of the hottest chilies in the world. It is used carefully, adding heat and intensity to dishes. Food here is also seasonal and locally sourced. What people eat often depends on what is available in their surroundings. There is very little waste, and meals are prepared with practicality in mind. In Nagaland, food is not just about taste. It reflects a lifestyle rooted in simplicity, resourcefulness, and a strong connection to nature. Religion plays a central role in shaping life in Nagaland, influencing values, community structure, and daily routines. Today, the majority of the population follows Christianity, making Nagaland one of the most Christian-majority regions in India. This transformation began during the 19th century with the arrival of missionaries, and over time it became deeply integrated into Naga society. Despite this widespread adoption of Christianity, many traditional beliefs and cultural practices still exist in subtle forms. Respect for nature, ancestral customs, and moral codes rooted in older traditions continue to influence behavior and social norms. Religion in Nagaland emphasizes discipline, unity, and a sense of moral responsibility. It plays a strong role in guiding how people interact with one another and how communities function. In essence, religion here is not just a belief system. It is a unifying force that shapes identity and strengthens the social fabric of Naga life. The traditional attire of Nagaland is vibrant, symbolic, and deeply connected to tribal identity. Each tribe has its own unique patterns, colors, and designs that reflect status, achievements, and heritage. Shawls are one of the most important elements, often decorated with bold geometric patterns and specific color combinations. Men traditionally wear warrior-style attire, with headgear adorned with feathers and ornaments, while women wear woven skirts and shawls, paired with intricate bead necklaces. These costumes are not just clothing, they are expressions of pride, history, and cultural identity, especially worn during festivals and ceremonies. In the end, Nagaland is not something you can fully understand through descriptions alone. It is a place that exists beyond expectations, where identity is not shaped by a single narrative, but by countless voices, traditions, and lived experiences. What makes Nagaland remarkable is not just its landscapes or its diversity, but the way it holds on to its essence in a rapidly changing world. While modern influences continue to grow, there is still a conscious effort to protect what truly matters: heritage, dignity, and a sense of belonging. This is a region that teaches an important lesson. Progress does not always mean leaving the past behind. Sometimes it means carrying it forward in new ways. Nagaland reminds us that strength can exist in quiet persistence, and that identity can thrive even in isolation. It is not defined by how much it changes, but by how much it chooses to remember. And perhaps that is what makes it so powerful, a place that moves forward without losing itself. As the mist slowly settles over the hills of Nagaland, everything returns to stillness. The distant sound of nature, the fading light across the valleys, and the quiet presence of villages perched on the hills. It all feels like a world that exists just slightly beyond reach. There is no rush here to conclude, no final moment that defines the journey. Instead, Nagaland leaves you with fragments, images, feelings, and questions that stay with you long after you've gone. Nagaland doesn't demand recognition. It doesn't try to stand out. If this journey into Nagaland intrigued you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us in the comments, what part fascinated you the most? And where should we explore next? Stay connected, because the next story might take you somewhere even more unexpected.